Hello there! This is an astrological forecast for Aries for the year 2011. And this also applies if you have an Aries ascendant. So Aries, look, I'm wearing your colours, red, something vibrant, something hot, and boy is 2011 going to be a hot year in so many ways for so many of you, because we've got some big hitting planets coming into your sign this year, one of which is Uranus. Now this happens every 84 years that it comes into your sign, and it's the start of a new 7-year period. This doesn't actually happen until March, the middle of March, March the 12th, it actually comes into your sign. But we've got some build-up factors happening before that. So let me explain it all in step-by-step parts for you so that it'll make some sense. This year, you are going to be looking at, in strong detail, at your relationships not only with other people, but with yourself, how you view yourself, how you see yourself in relation to the world. We're going to be looking at your finances in quite some depth, particularly the second part of this year, from June onwards, when Jupiter comes into Taurus in your second house. We're going to be looking at your life path, your destiny, where you're moving towards, your job, your work, because Pluto is in your 10th house. And we're also going to be looking at your friends, because for much of the year, Neptune is in your 11th house of friends and dreams and wishes. So this year, you can certainly expect, Aries, to be shaken out of any kind of comfort zone that you may have got yourself into. So for those of you that feel as though you're comfortable and that life is just going along nicey, please do not expect that from 2011. 2011 is going to be a year of changes, dramatic changes, not just little itty-bitty changes, but big changes, changes on a big level. Not only are we going to see huge changes in the world, particularly as Uranus comes into your sign, it's so important from March the 12th, where it stays for 7 years, but also because Jupiter is in your sign from the end of January until June. And Mars and Venus are also in your sign around April, May. So this is going to be a time when you are going to feel bursting, full of energy, full of ready for new opportunities. Now, for those of you who are perhaps slower in the uptake to move with changes, to be flexible to changes, then these aspects can feel quite disruptive to you. You may feel as though one thing after another, nothing feels stable in your life. You will have this feeling as though you're hopping from one thing to another. It will be erratic. Your work will probably be erratic. Your finances will be erratic. How you feel about yourself will be erratic. But nonetheless, there will be a certain feeling of self-confidence coming through. Gradually, you should start to feel more self-confident. It's a gradual period, but you will start to feel it. And also, you're going to have to watch out with this, that you don't become too overbearing for people, that you're not just too full on, particularly when Mars is as well in Aries, which is the 2nd of April to the 11th of May. Mars is also in Aries. So this should give you a real boost of energy at that time, but also watch out that you don't get into arguments with people, because you are certainly going to know you are in the right. And never mind what anybody else is thinking. So with this Aries energy, this is a time when you're going to be thinking of freedom. Uranus is about freedom. It's breaking out. Other people may see you as being pointlessly rebellious, but you will feel the need that anything that's made you feel restricted, anyone, any job, any situation where you feel restricted, you will have the need to break out of it in whatever way. It's a wonderful time to be innovative, to go into that creativity that so many of you have, that excitement for something new. Boy, this Uranus energy is going to give you new ideas that are beyond anything you could have ever imagined. So try to go outside of the box. Uranus rules Aquarius, so there'll be this Aquarian feel to you where you're a bit quirky, you're a little bit odd. People go, oh, you've changed, you're changing. Gosh, there's so much about you, I almost don't recognise you anymore. You may have these comments from people coming at you. Don't be afraid of it. This Uranus energy is shaking up your world. It's getting rid of old things that have held you back for so long. And it may well feel uncomfortable. I'm not saying these transits are easy transits, but when Jupiter goes into your sign as well from the January the 24th, then it's going to be a time until the 4th of June. It's a time to open up to new beginnings, new starts. It can also mean during these transits the end of a relationship, the end of a marriage too, particularly if that marriage partner or that relationship partner doesn't see you in this new light, doesn't let you really be who you are. If they allow that in you and they see this new self and they support you, then this can be a wonderful time and you can come together even more. But for many of you, it will be disruptive and you may find that certain relationships will end during this period. For much of the year, we have got Neptune in your 11th house. Certainly until April the 4th it's there, and then from August until the end of the year it's there. This means that you're going to have to choose your friends carefully, wisely. Some of your friends you're not seeing clearly. You're somehow, you're maybe helping them out too much. It might be a time for you to maybe just allow these friends to dissolve out of your life, because very much Neptune is about allowing something to dissolve, and to allow new friends to come in with whom you share maybe more spiritual interests, common interests that you deeply share on a very deep heart level. Some of the friends around you are not for your highest good and they may be taking from you. So you are going to have to watch for this aspect with the Neptune influence. Now, Pluto all year is in this 10th house. This is about taking the power back in your career, in what you want to do with your life. If you're feeling controlled or manipulated in your workplace, you're going to need to break out of this. For many of you, this will be a time of exploration, of finding what it is you really want to do with your life, how you want to make your mark in the world. Pluto at the top of the chart very much is about you making a difference. Not necessarily in a famous way, not all of you will be ambitious in that way, but how you feel you can make your special difference doing something you really enjoy. Finding a job where you're not quashed and held down and controlled, but where you feel in control of what it is you want to do. You may also find that you reinvent yourself. Pluto is very much about pulling down old structures. It's almost feeling like you're dying. So many of you will lose your job, you will lose that security, and you will have to reinvent yourself in new creative ways from the ground upwards, if you like. This Pluto enables you to reinvent yourself in ways that are more nourishing, ways that are better for you in the longer run and more fulfilling for you. So don't get too frightened with these transits. These are huge transits for you this year. Boy, if there was ever a big year for Aries, it has to be 2011. And this is the beginning of it. After June of 2011, we've got Jupiter coming into your 2nd house of money and finance. This will be a time when you're going to have to watch that money just doesn't disappear on you. You're going to have to watch your spending habits. There's ever such a tendency when Jupiter's in this house to go, oh, this looks wonderful. I think I'll treat myself to that. Or I'll treat somebody to this. You must watch your finances, because during this transit, Jupiter can just as easily make the finances just disappear on you as much as so they can be coming in, but all of a sudden, where the hell have they gone? That's this feeling of Jupiter in the 2nd. But there can be some good opportunities if you will go outside of your comfort zone and explore new ways of making money, and also explore new ways of what's important to you. Then you may also be able to make a little extra money on the side with that transit from June till the end of the year. All year, you are under the Saturn influence in your 7th house of relationships. That's where Saturn is until the end of 2012, actually, October 2012. So this is very much a time when your relationships are going to come under challenge. You're going to have to look at them squarely in the reality of day, not be pushing things under the carpet. Not be hiding things away, really looking at these relationships. And there will be relationships, again, that are going to come to an end during this transit. However, if you can be honest and you can be real during this transit, then really serious relationships that you treasure and you value can actually grow stronger during this transit. So don't despair, but there will be some endings. definitely some kind of endings, and you may begin again with that same person, or you may not. There may be a need for solitary. You may need to be alone as well. Saturn sometimes brings a period of aloneness to you in your relationships, where you may even be in a relationship but feel isolated, feel that that person doesn't connect with you on a deep emotional level. All these things are coming into the mix in 2011, Aries. I think it's going to be a very exciting time if you will allow that excitement. If you don't try to control things too much, but allow the excitement to bubble through, I think this could be a very exciting and wonderful year full of new opportunities for you. So I wish you a wonderful 2011. For those of you that are interested, you might like to have a reading done for 2011. What does it hold in store for you?
You might like to have a reading to know what 2011 has in store for you, or maybe treat somebody to a reading about 2011, or maybe just ask a question for $25 and I'll answer in an email of up to 150 words. Whatever it is, I'd be delighted to hear from you. Bye for now.